Hi, this is Michelle, and I wanted to do a video for everyone about how I work as a counselor. I think it's really important for me to share that and talk about it so people get an idea of what it would be like to be in a session with me. So the first thing that we do is we drop into a meditation because I really feel it is so important to stay out of the thinking mind, the intellect, because the thinking mind is not a place for healing. That's a different realm altogether. The thinking mind is for thinking and figuring things out and seeing patterns and all of those good things that the thinking intellectual mind can do. But the healing happens in a different place. So we use the body, I use the body to drop out of the thinking mind. And we drop into a deep meditation. You can think of it as dropping out of beta brain and into alpha, perhaps. It's dropping into a different brainwave so that I can guide you into healing. So we do a meditation first and foremost, dropping us out of the thinking mind and into the body. The body is an amazing tool to help us calm, to help us stay out of anxiety. The body is an amazing tool to help us go into feelings, which is one of the places that is important in my counseling sessions. So we do a meditation, and then we come out of the meditation, and I greet you. Hello again. We reset. And then we talk about what's going on with you. And usually it's about, this week I found myself upset at a coworker, and this is how I felt, and this is what happened, and it was a conflict, and blah, blah, blah. And as the client is talking, I can key into feelings. What's the underlying feeling? And so we talk about that, we fine tune it, and then we go back into the meditative state, back into the body, and we go through that feeling. So we ask that feeling to come forward. We ask that feeling to be present. And from that feeling, then we ask a aspect of self, a memory perhaps, or even just an energy to come forward from the psyche. And once that comes forward, then I guide the client through connecting. If it's an aspect of self, we connect in with that aspect of self and work in the imaginal realm. So it's totally eyes closed. It is not from the thinking mind. It is a different realm. The imaginal realm could be called the shaman realm, could be called the visual realm. But that realm is a very important realm in healing, because they say the mind doesn't know the difference between the imaginal realm and this realm. So if we heal this aspect, perhaps it's an exiled part that's been shunned because it wasn't safe to be that part when you were little, we go in and I guide the client to connect in a deep, deep, compassionate, loving, beautiful place with that being, with that inner child. And it is healing. It is so healing because you're loving aspects of yourself that have been exiled for so long, and oftentimes the whole of their life, and they've been ignored and rejected. It wasn't safe to be that, right, when you were little. So connecting with that part, it's been wanting to connect with you for, like I said, sometimes for 40, 50 years, right, however old you are. And then in that process of connecting with that part, I've helped the client create a safe place. And we take that part out of the past and we take it into the present, where it sees you, it knows you, the client adult part, and it understands that the adult part is there to help it, to support it, to see it, to acknowledge it, to love it. And it is absolutely amazing how healing that can be, because then what you're doing is you're integrating that part, and it stops running the old numbers. It stops living in exile. It stops whatever its parts are that it found important for survival. When we connect with them, these parts, they don't have to scream as loud to be seen anymore, and they calm and they integrate. And so that's how we work. We work in that realm. We work with feelings, we work with parts. Sometimes it can be a part that is protecting an exile. And we get to know these aspects of self because they're there with you. And as you get to know these aspects of self, the self with the capital S becomes stronger and stronger. And you start moving in the world differently because you're integrating these parts that it wasn't safe to be them, but they're gems and they're so important. And we want them. We so want them because they are oftentimes our creativity, oftentimes our feeling, oftentimes our sass. And they're really important. So that's how I work as a counselor. I work from a place of compassion, love, from my heart, from my guides. I always open up to my guides before we start a session. And we have a party in another realm. Well, oftentimes it's not a party. It can be very feeling, but it's a good thing. Thank you so much. Thanks for listening. I'd love to see you.